And we're back, and it looks like when I look back at the scripts that I made a small error when I was copying and pasting. It's funny how the littlest errors make a large difference, but if you can see in script.js, it's $ document.ready. I should have known that because I deal with jQuery all the time. When we copied over, we did not copy over the $. So putting that in, we should be able to load the unpacked extension. And let's inspect the pop-up. It's still not doing what we want it to do, but this is great because we got past that error, and now we're getting another error. Refuse to load the script because it violates the following content security policy directive: script source self Chrome extension resource. So the good thing about this is that we fixed the other error. The bad thing is now we have to deal with errors about security policies, which isn't really fun. And apparently when the Chrome extensions changed the manifest version, they put a lot of security stuff in place. And this is good and bad. It's bad because it makes doing simple things like calling query.yahooapis.com harder for us to do in a simple example like this, but it's good because it's a lot more secure. You're not as vulnerable to many man-in-the-middle attacks and other security-related issues. So let's go and solve this. I have to admit, I don't have the best knowledge of the security protocols you need to change. But one thing I do know is that it doesn't allow you to call HTTP URLs that don't have secure SSL on it. So you have to change this to HTTPS first of all. And the query.yahooapis.com is an HTTPS SSL enabled website address, so this should be fine. The next thing to do is we have to add the security features to our manifest.json file. I have to admit I'm not an expert in security, but I did do this earlier and was able to make it work. Just doing this tutorial and fixing it earlier before I put the screencast on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this in, and I'm just going to copy this line that I added earlier. And if you look, it's content security policy is the variable in JSON, and it's adding script source self. So you can call your own scripts, which is the default. Default is script source self and object source self. But we also want to call the query.yahooapis.com in this Chrome extension. And the good thing about this is if something malicious is inserted into the extension, again, I'm not a security person, I don't know how that happens, but because manifest.json is here and we're saying only self and only query.yahooapis.com, Chrome won't allow the extension to access other addresses, which is a very solid security option. So add this here, and now if you go and try to reload the extension, there we go. And it's not formatted perfectly, but it is allowing us to actually read the RSS feed. So the security change worked, and we're now able to access the Yahoo API from there and get the latest tutorials to work. But if you could see, that it's still not great because you can see these broken images. And it looks like it's giving us 404 errors from their Tutorialzine CDN. Just on a quick glance here, it looks like there's still images that are working, but these here are not. I would guess that maybe these images here are part of the description or another variable that's returning. So let's go and let's look at our script.json, script.js file and see what's actually happening here. Let's see. It gets a SQL query to select the latest tutorials, limit 2, just show off some SQL. Let's limit 3, so now it'll return 3 for no reason other than we know a little SQL. Also, temporarily, if you see here, if not local storage.cache, long story, this is saying if the cache is older than an hour to actually redo this. So we don't want cache to work because we want to debug this and see what's happening. So we're going to turn off these if statements, and the else is pretty much pulling it from cache if it exists in cache. This is the if statement above. It's doing a get Ajax query to query APIs, and it's calling that, and it's giving us back JSON formatted stuff. Scroll through, you see it's creating variables, there's HTML string it's creating here and returning. But let's see exactly what it's creating in the it's returning. So it gives us an image source, which is CDN Tutorialzine / image / post, and I think that's what was giving us the error before. Let's just inspect pop-up and see. Inspect this element. So CDN Tutorialzine /post. Yep. Also, since we changed the SQL, there's now 3 returning, and I'm pretty confident if we just get rid of that, then this will fix it to what we want, to not have that showing at all. We'll save that. We'll go back to Chrome, reload it, packed extension, go back to the original tutorial for no reason. It's opening up not outside. See now the HTML formatting and CSS formatting isn't 100% perfect, but we're not showing broken images in our pop-up anymore, and this is as far as I want to go with the tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope I saved you guys from pulling your hair out, which is what I was doing the first time I looked at that tutorial. I'll have the source code available on the website after I post a screencast. Yep, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a little bit about Chrome. And reach out to me if you have any questions or there's anything you think I can help you with. My email address is rcavezza@gmail.com, RCAVEZZA. R for Robert, well, I'm Bob, but Robert is my real first name, and Cavezza is my last name, CAVEZZA. So rcavezza@gmail.com if you want questions. The website's iBuildMVPs. The blog is ibuildmvps.com/blog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I see you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye.